What's up, guys? This is Claytown here, and today I'm going to be giving you my spoiler full review of Captain America Civil War. Here we go. So, just to start out, I'm just going to say overall it was a fun movie, but, and this is unpopular opinion, I already know, uh, overall it contains more negatives than positives. We can go ahead and start with the positives since there's a lot less of them. Number one, Spider-Man. I'm eating my words. I really didn't think I'd like the new Spider-Man. I'm pretty old-fashioned. I really was a big fan of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but this new kid playing Spider-Man, he did a fantastic job. I really liked him. I'm eating my words. Because like I really did. I thought he was just gonna be stupid and kind of dweebish, kind of like, but no, he had the charisma Spider-Man has and the witty uh, things he said when he was in the movie. I thought he was great. Another positive of the film was Black Panther. I thought he was pretty awesome. He looks awesome, and his fighting in the movie was badass. Like, I loved it. He was really cool, and honestly, he I didn't think I'd actually like him. I thought he was just kind of because he a lot of people think he kind of looks like Batman, and I agree. And I just thought he was gonna be like a cheap uh, Batman knockoff, but he was actually pretty cool, and he really wasn't that similar to Batman. Other than the appearance, they're two totally different characters, and I thought he was pretty cool. The last positive that I have is Ant-Man. I thought he was great how they used him. I love Paul Rudd, and Ant-Man was a movie I actually was really reluctant to like, and after seeing it, I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And Ant-Man in this movie was cool, and uh, the way they used him was pretty cool. The part where Hawkeye shoots him on the arrow when he's tiny into Iron Man's suit was really cool. And then when he turns into Giant Man, that was pretty cool. So yeah, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, another great positive of this movie. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the negatives. There's a lot I have to say, and I don't want to go on a rant too long, so I'm gonna do my best. I have my points kind of written out. Probably one of the big reasons is this was not a Captain America movie. This was an Avengers movie with the Captain America subplot. Like, to be quite honest, this this didn't even really feel like a Civil War movie. It felt like maybe it could have been a setup to a Civil War movie because there was no Civil War. There was a 12 superhero fight in airport parking lot, which could have been maybe one battle in the Civil War. Like, it just it was a skirmish at best. And honestly, the whole Winter Soldier Captain America plotline that could have been an actual sequel to Captain America. They could have done that, and they could have used that movie to set up an actual Civil War movie, and they could have brought in more heroes. And honestly, they should have brought in more heroes. Like, this is the moment where they should have brought in the Netflix heroes like Daredevil and stuff. Like, that's why I honestly they should have waited for this movie. They should have done this as the third Captain America movie, focusing on Winter Soldier and Captain America, and they could have brought back Black Widow again. But this was not a Civil War movie. This was a Avengers movie with a Captain America subplot because there were so many Avengers and they weren't cameos. They were in the movie throughout it, but it was an Avengers movie, not a Captain America movie. Another place this movie really failed was the villains, Crossbones. They were setting him up at the end of the Winter Soldier like he could actually be a legitimate like villain, and in the comic books he plays a pretty crucial role in Marvel's Civil War. In fact, spoilers for the comics, he's the one that kills Captain America in Civil War, which does not happen in this movie. Uh, he actually gets killed in like not Captain America. Crossbones get killed in like the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, and I felt like what was the whole point in even putting him in the movie if you're going to just kill him off in 15 minutes? So yeah, that was rather disappointing. And on the note of lame villains, Baron Zemo, that was like seriously, he was literally Marvel really does not know how to do a villain well because he was so generic, and I felt like what was his real the point of him, like other than just he was basically uh there to make Captain America and Iron Man fight. Like he was the instigator, like, but his motivations didn't really make sense. Like he seemed like he was working for Hydra, but then I guess he was part of Hydra. But at the end of the movie, I guess he lost his family in Sokovia or whatever that place was called in the end of Age of Ultron. He was just a disappointing, lame villain, in my opinion. Another thing that really hurt this movie is as serious as this movie was supposed to be, a lot of the serious moments were ruined by cheesy one-liners or jokes or something. Like during the battle at the airport, like throughout the thing, there characters were just making stupid, like goofy remarks that ruined the legitimate, like serious moment that was happening. Like there's a part where I think it's actually in the trailer is uh, Hawkeye and Black Widow are fighting, and she asked, or it might be Hawkeye that asks, we still gonna be friends after this? And he's like, and I think he's like, yeah. She asked, are we still gonna be friends after this? And Hawkeye's like, it depends on how much you're gonna hurt me or whatever. And it's like, really, you guys are supposed to be fighting like big time over a serious issue, and you're making a ridiculous remark after this. It's just it made me feel like it was like there's no real consequences to these fights because everyone seems to not really hate each other or be enemies or whatever. They're just fighting for the point of fighting in a movie, just to entertain people. And to be quite honest, comp- this movie is called Captain America: Civil War, and like I said earlier, this movie wasn't a civil war compared to the comic book Civil War. This, like I said, was literally just a skirmish. This movie is literally Civil War only in name because nothing about it made me think, yeah, this is a Marvel Civil War from the comics. This makes sense. It's definitely a major Civil War turning point in the entire universe that they've set up. Which honestly, at the end of the movie, there wasn't it didn't feel like there was any real resolution to the final conflict because spoilers, major spoiler. At the end of the movie, you find out when Winter Soldier was kind of brainwashed and was assassinated, he was the one that killed Iron Man's mother and father, and that's what it kind of because because towards the end of the movie, Iron Man kind of realizes that hey, maybe Captain America and them are right. So him and Winter Soldier and Captain America kind of team up to go find Baron Zemo, and then Iron Man finds out that was Winter Soldier who killed his parents, and they do that final fight sequence that you see in the trailers in it. And in the end, Winter Soldier and Captain America just kind of leave, and it doesn't feel like there's any proper resolution to that conflict of Iron Man kind of getting some kind type of resolution to the his parents' death by the hands of Winter Soldier. It's just like at the end, Captain America has I guess a phone sent to or a letter or something like that sent to Iron Man. He's basically like, "Hey, I know that I kept it a secret from you, just kind of to spare your feelings, but I was really just sparing my feelings. Uh, but if you ever need us, the us Avengers will be here." And I was just like, uh, "Yeah, Captain America, you didn't really. You kind of skipped over the fact that your best friend killed Iron Man's parents, and like it didn't feel resolved." So one other thing that I thought was kind of a disappointment in this movie is I love Spider-Man in this movie, but I felt like he was really underused. And the way they introduced him into the movie was kind of shoehorned in. I felt like how did Iron Man find out he was Peter Parker in the first place? It didn't really make sense. They could have gone more into how Iron Man figured that out, and uh, I just felt like he could have had more screen time in this movie. They could have done more with Spider-Man, especially like I said, compared to his role in the comics. Spider-Man is plays the pivotal role in Marvel Civil War, the comic, and he was just really underused in this movie. With that said, honestly, Captain America was outshined in his own movie, since this was supposed to be a Captain America movie, even though it was really just an Avengers movie with a Captain America subplot. Uh, I mean, with the little screen time that Spider-Man did have, and even though I think he was underused, he outshined Captain America in this movie, and Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. easily outshined Captain America in this movie. He really, honestly, he probably had about the same amount of screen time as Captain America did in this movie. So they basically, it was like an Avengers movie. Like, honestly, Captain America got a little bit more screen time than he does in an Avengers movie compared to Iron Man. So, yeah, Captain America really, he felt like he was less important in this movie than he should have been. My last two little, these were, I guess you can call these little nitpicks now at this point, is uh, the random kiss between Captain America and Sharon Carter at the end of the movie, like, or not at the end of the movie, but in the movie, like, really, like, I get it. They kind of in Captain America: Winter Soldier, they kind of hinted that they kind of liked each other, but really, the random kiss, it felt out of place and really not necessary. Maybe in a Captain America movie where it wasn't crammed full of Avengers, maybe they could have found time to further develop a romantic relationship for the characters, but it felt pretty forced. And then the Tony Pepper Potts breakup, question mark, not really sure. They said they're on a break, I guess. Like, really, why was that even necessary? I get it, maybe Gwyneth Paltrow wasn't in the movie, so they were like, hey, let's just make it to where they're kind of broken up. Like, I didn't feel like that was necessary. Like, after all Tony's went through, now she's gonna break up with him. Like, it just felt kind of unnecessary. Like, they didn't even have to really mention her. They could have just been like, hey, she's busy doing something. Like, I didn't think it was necessary. My final complaint about the movie was where they decided to put the Peggy Carter funeral. Like, when they put it in the movie, it felt very out of place for me. Honestly, I think they should have put the Peggy Carter funeral at the very beginning of the movie and then went with the story, because it felt kind of just shoehorned into the movie. Like, I didn't really see what it really did for the plot. Like, it just, like, it disrupted the flow of the story that was trying to be told. Honestly, it should have been told at the very beginning of the movie. I guess I would give you one more positive just to try to outweigh all this negative, because I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for the amount of negativity I gave. I did think there was one cool shot in the final fight that was clearly ripped straight from the comic that they were doing. It was part where Captain America has his shield up and Iron Man's shooting his arc wrist things, and it looked cool, and it looked just like the comic book. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So my final review of the movie, it was a fine movie. It was fun to watch, but in my opinion, it took several steps backwards in terms of the quality that Marvel films have been expected to have. And I give it probably a 6.5 out of 10. And it's probably not even in my top five Marvel movies. So, yeah, thank you for watching. I know a lot of people are going to hate me, especially Marvel fanboys. They're going to be hypocritical because there's a lot of these points that I made that they probably said the same about Batman v Superman, except honestly, I feel like they weren't warranted. They were just nitpicking to hate on that movie. And I know when I was making this video, I tried to not even mention Batman v Superman, but there's obvious comparisons. And I'm actually probably going to make a separate video to talk about both these movies in comparison. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And before I go, I want to say don't let me change your opinion of this movie. If you like this movie, good for you. And if you haven't seen the movie and you were watching this to kind of see if you should see the movie, go see the movie and form your own opinion. Don't let me decide for you. So, yeah, bye.